friends, Katie here from Equestrian Movement, and today we're going to talk about one of the inquiries that I had from a new student, about problems with her horse rearing. So what typically happens is a horse owner will have a behavioural issue with their horse where they don't know how to navigate it or become scared of their horse, and people that they have around them don't know how to manage the issue that they're having, and so they reach out to me and ask me if I can help them with the problem that they're having. So when we're talking about the behavioural issues that we have with our horse, the first thing that we want to do is we want to go through our holistic horse handling pillars to see where the breakdown is happening in the connection and the willingness of our horse, so that we know where to focus our attention to prevent the rearing in the first place. So my new student had had just bought a new horse, and she was out riding him in the paddock and he reared, so she didn't know what to do about it. And then she rode him again another day and he reared, and so she decided that she needed to get some help. So we're going to go through our initial assessment lesson that we do with our new students that are having behavioural issues, so that we know where to focus our attention to support them through the behavioural issue that they're having. So before we go too much into the actual training assessment session itself, we're going to quickly go through the kinds of things that we're looking for in an assessment lesson when we're trying to troubleshoot our problem behavior. So when we're troubleshooting our problem behavior, the first thing that we actually have here, but is outside of the scope of our holistic horse handling skills, because I'm not a practitioner in this kind of way, is our first do no harm. So if you've been paying attention or following us over on the podcast, you will know that we talk to lots of different practitioners in the industry that can dig into different reasons why your horse is going to show you behavioural issues in the first place. So we want to rule out reasons for pain, ulcers, bodywork, make sure their teeth are done, their saddle is fitted, all of those things that would be a legitimate reason for why the horse is showing behavioural issues in the first place. So we're making sure that we're ruling out legitimate reasons of pain for why the horse is going to escalate behaviours. And that is before we do any behavioural modification in the first place. And so again, our behavioural modification is a lot going to be in our going to work phase. So there are some big prerequisites, and these are the pillars of our holistic horse handling program. These are the big pillars that we're going to address as we try and problem solve the issue that we're faced with. So the first thing that we're looking at is, does your horse feel safe? Do they feel safe to relax? Do they feel safe to be vulnerable around you? Are they feeling safe in their environment, in their herd, in their horse-human relationship, and within themselves? So quite often, for example, if we see something like separation anxiety, our horse is finding safety and security in its environment and in its herd, but it's lacking it in itself and its horse-human relationship. So we can see sometimes where our horse is finding safe, secure, and connected in some places, and then we're losing it in others. Which brings us to our compassionate leadership skills. So are we comfortable giving our horse direction? How is our horse taking direction from us? Is it taking direction well from us? And then, is our horse seeking us for direction? Honestly, there's a significant amount of the issues that we see with our horses are because of these two pillars here. And if you can navigate these pillars successfully, then we tend to resolve a lot of the behavioural issues that we have with our horse. So the next thing that we're looking at is cueing and communication. So this can be a bit of a minefield in itself, and often gets muddled with these other pillars here. So cueing and communication is what I see our animal behavioural training, so operant conditioning, counter conditioning, those negative reinforcement is how we're going to use pressure release to communicate what we want. Positive reinforcement is another way that we could use another tool we can use to communicate what we want. So does your horse actually know what the answer to your ask is? Are they confident in that ask? And so quite often, we'll have a breakdown in our leadership or our horse feeling safe, and we get told to push our horse through it, show them who's boss, put more pressure on them. And so that's where like these three big problems here kind of end up getting blurred together. And in a lot of the way that a lot of trainers work with horses is that, the horse is spooky and reactive, and so balking at something. And so you can sometimes be told, like I've been told, be scarier than the thing that your horse is scared of. And so we push them into it. We trip them over threshold. We get the bigger, scarier behaviors because they are no longer in control of themselves. And a horse that can't control its emotions, can't control its behavior, and now we have a dangerous horse. So if we work consistently through these pillars, we can start to see, is that a leadership breakdown? Is it a state of feeling unsafe or insecure breakdown? Is it the answer isn't clear? We need to do some more training with the answer to the ask or our timing, that kind of thing, to make it clear to our horse that they know what's being asked of them. Are we giving direction appropriately? How well are they receiving direction? And then that leads into our emotional agility skills. So our emotional agility skills is how has our horse responded to the cue, to the ask that we have presented them with. So these all kind of end up tying in together, as you can see, is that if you've asked your horse to do something that they are scared of, then they're going to react with fear. If you have asked your horse to do something and they're frustrated because they don't know what the answer is, they might give you a stomp or a nip or a tail switch. If you ask your horse to do something that is causing them pain, then they might kick at you. Like if we're asking, I think we've talked previously about Sully picking her leg up when she's got stifle lock, or asking Angel to do her girth up when she had ulcers. So things that are causing pain, how has your horse responded to the ask? And then we're back down to our relaxation. So also in our emotional agility skills, it's like, how are we going to shift them out of that being the response to the ask? So we might want to do our confidence through curiosity training if our horse is showing spooky behaviors and is scared of lots of different objects. We might want to do our positive work ethic training if our horse is getting anxious about the things that you're asking your horse to do. We might do some clicker training work if our horse is getting frustrated with not knowing what the answer is and needs to learn some emotional agility in being able to navigate their frustration when they don't know what the answer is. So once we're confidently working up and down these pillars here, that's when we're going to start asking things of our horse, and that's where our holistic horse handling program kind of goes into the different horse husbandry requirements our horse has, like grooming, feeding, cleaning their hooves, presenting for the vet, the farrier, different things where we're going to need our horse take that direction from us to do what we are needing them to do for health reasons, for being able to care for them kind of reasons. So if you have a behavioural issue that's coming up in training that you want to address, first do no harm. First make sure that all reasons for the behaviour are ruled out by working with your vet, body worker, different practitioners that will identify potential problems. And sometimes it's not the first practitioner that you work with that will find the issue that the horse is having. When we look at Dustin, he has had a body worker clear him and say that he's fine, but there are quite a number of issues that we find as we go over him that would result in the actual rearing in the saddle. So once you've done that, does your horse feel safe, secure and connected? Do they feel safe to relax with you? Do they feel safe to relax and feel vulnerable with you in a changed environment? Do they feel safe to relax with you because you will protect them from threats in different environments. Why would your horse seek direction from you? Are you showing up for them as a leader worth following? Are they seeking you for direction? How well are they taking direction from you? Are you across your cueing and your communication skills? Like, how well are you timing and rewarding and marking? Give direction, give praise, give direction, give praise, give direction, give praise. How does your horse respond to you? Respond to your ask? How good are you at navigating the emotional response to your ask and reshaping it? This is probably a fairly big challenge in itself as well. And then, really strategically and intentionally laying out a shaping plan that works well for you and your horse working together to achieve the particular skill that you're trying to do with your horse. So join us for our second training, where we're going to have the video of our friend Dustin going through our initial assessment lesson and the things that I'm looking for when I'm working with a new horse. Until next time, happy trails.